Hey everyone, Sam here, also known as Mr. Stainless, and we're back today talking about State of Decay 2, and more importantly, we're going to be talking about what the Blood Plague is and how you can cure it if one of your survivors gets infected. But before we do, if you want to join the community of survivors here on the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. I upload at least 2 videos on State of Decay 2 every week to help you prepare for the coming apocalypse. Now, in the first State of Decay game, the only thing we had to contend with were the run-of-the-mill undead and the occasional juggernaut or feral here and there. In State of Decay 2, it seems like the undead have evolved to create the Blood Plague, some form of disease or virus that is not only highly contagious, but actually strengthens the zombies that are overcome with it. Now, if you see any zombies out in the wild with glowing red eyes, not only is that a bloody terrifying sight to see at night, but it'll equally mean that the zombie has the Blood Plague, so you can expect them to do a little bit more damage and just be really an all-round bigger pain in your ass. Now be careful though when you fight these zombies. As I said, the Blood Plague is highly contagious, and on the lower left of your screen, just above the minimap, you'll see a little meter with a thermometer. Now if this increases, you're becoming more and more infected with the plague. If it fills up completely, you will be infected and a countdown meter then appears. Now you have until that meter fills up to find and develop a cure for the plague, otherwise your beloved survivor is going to start munching on the lovely brains of your community members, and nobody wants that. Now of course, you could always exile them from your community, or if you wanted to, you could execute them, but why would you do that? How could you just send them out to die? You're such a horrible person. Why would you even think that that's a possibility? Now, if you want to be the hero that saves the day, though, like me, and develop a cure for the Blood Plague, you're going to have to go to the source of the plague itself, the Blood Plague hearts. Now, these are huge, meaty monstrosities that can be found in certain buildings around the map, much like infestations in the first game. Now there are a couple of ways that you can go around finding the plague hearts. One is to hop up onto the top of a water tower and just scout around looking for one. Another way is just keeping an eye out as you travel around the map. If there is a plague heart in a building, you'll see like little strands or wisps of red mist surrounding the building, but also stretching out the top of the building, kind of reaching out into the sky. Then all you've got to do is go in and destroy it, which sounds pretty easy, right? Hell no, it is not easy whatsoever. Taking down a plague heart is incredibly difficult if you're not prepared, that is. Not only do the plague hearts have a lot of health, the building itself will be filled with Blood Plague zombies that you'll have to clear out, and chances are you'll be drawing more undead to your location in your attempt to take the plague heart down. Now this is no easy task, so it pays to be prepared, trust me. You can try and take the heart down with melee weapons, which will be quieter, but you'll be there for quite some time. Silenced firearms are quite effective, but if you have the resources and want in and out in a jiffy, you're going to want to use explosives. Now from what I've seen, about one or two pieces of C4, which is very rare probably for this reason, are the most effective. 3 or 4 grenades should also do the trick. If you've got a grenade launcher, 1 or 2 shots from that, I think it's actually 2 or 3 shots from that, will destroy a plague heart. But if you're going to go down the kind of boom boom route, I'd recommend taking that was a horrible description of something. Basically, if you're going to explode things, I would recommend taking a follower with you for backup, because that noise is going to make you a very popular meal on legs with the local undead population. Now, one silver lining though is that once you take down a plague heart, any Blood Plague zombies in the local vicinity will immediately die. The best way to think of this is that the plague heart is a sort of hive mind, or the Borg. So the Blood Plague is basically the Borg. Confirmed. Now once you do destroy the plague heart, you're going to want to run in and collect the Blood Plague samples that it contains. Now as far as I'm aware, there is a chance for you to collect Blood Plague samples from the zombies that are infected with it, but I believe it's a much rarer loot drop, and these hearts are the best way of getting them. Now these Blood Plague samples are the key ingredient to crafting the antidote and curing your infected survivors. So, one of your community has become infected with the Blood Plague, you've taken down a plague heart, and you want to craft a cure. What do you need? Well, in order to craft a Blood Plague cure, first of all, you're going to need an infirmary or higher in your base. The recipe for the cure that I've seen in all of the pre-release gameplay content so far has costed the player 1 blood plague sample and 2 meds. Cook up a cure, inject it into your survivor, and they should be clear. And just if you're wondering, from what I've seen, the Plague Heart drops about 5 plague samples each time, which means that either the devs want to allow us to keep a nice stockpile of antidotes, or that they expect we're all going to have a lot of infected survivors. I think it's probably going to be the latter. But folks, that is everything you need to know about the Blood Plague and how to cure it. But in the meantime, folks, I would love to chat with you all more about State of Decay 2 and hear what your plans are with your communities, so let me know down in the comments below, or alternatively hop on over to my Discord. There's a link to that in the video description. I'm in there every day chatting with all of you guys, and it's a great way for us to get to know each other more. But in the meantime, have a great week, and I will of course speak to you all soon.